Hey mamas, welcome back to Infinite Mom Abilities. If you're not a mom, or you're not a soon-to-be mom, or you've never been a mom, you might not want to watch this video because it might get a little disturbing and bothersome with all the details I'm going to go into. But if you're a mama and you're a breastfeeding one, then stay right here because I'm about to tell you 5 things they never tell you about breastfeeding. Okay, wait, actually, before we get into that, let me first tell you why I'm making this video. It's because when I first started my breastfeeding journey, I had absolutely no idea what I was doing. I kind of thought that, you know, it'll just follow Mother Nature, pop out the baby, pop it on your breast, and everything's good. They're gonna know how to suck, they're gonna know how to get the milk out, your body will respond just fine. And I learned that I was very wrong. It was just, it was bad. It was awful. So because of that, I don't want you moms to go through those things, so I'm sharing this with you right now. And of course, let me also share that you might already know this. If you're a first-time mom and you're well educated, that's great. Move on. These are the basics. But I wasn't so smart. I kind of just, again, jumped into it. So for those moms who are like me and haven't educated yourself yet, this video is for you. Let's get right into it. The first thing they never tell you, it's not easy. Breastfeeding is not easy. Again, I personally thought it would just happen naturally, but little did I know the success of your breastfeeding journey will rely heavily upon baby's latch, how you sit, the methods you use to get baby actually onto your breast, and so many other things. I didn't know you had to consider all of this, not to mention the pain. Oh, whew. The pain. Am I happy? Let me just say, am I happy I'm not breastfeeding anymore? But really, I just want to be raw and real and make sure you're prepared. And I gotta break it to you, like it's not easy. From my experience, it was difficult learning how to get baby on, having a breastfeeding pillow that I still have, even though I'm not breastfeeding and I haven't been for almost a year. But you know, it's nice. It brings memories. So there, number 1, breastfeeding is not easy. I hope you're encouraged. Just kidding. Okay, number 2 thing that they don't tell you is you can prepare. You can actually prepare. One way you can prepare for breastfeeding, for example, is if you have flat nipples, you can ask your OB about it, how to prepare that to make sure you're ready for baby to breastfeed. Or even for the pain, you can prepare for that pain and make it less painful, like using the nipple cream that you're supposed to use after breastfeeding. You can actually start using it as early as while you're pregnant to prepare your babies to feed your other baby. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so there. Oh, and there she goes. Okay. Go back to sleep. Alright, anyway, yes, you can prepare with the nipple cream already. It helps soften and prepare the skin on your nipples and your areola to be ready for all the friction that will come from all that sucking. Okay, I'm laughing at myself. Really, if you're not a mom, stop watching this video. You could even prepare a schedule, a feeding schedule. I'm not talking about a feeding schedule that will starve your baby until it's time to eat, but just a schedule that will really help baby and also help yourself. And of course, if you want to know more about this, then see what I did there? Watch my Baby Wise videos. You can click the link that's right here. It will teach you all about Baby Wise and how to sleep train, how to also just have a feeding schedule, which, excuse me, which super duper helps with your breastfeeding relationship. And yes, let's move on to the next. Number 3 thing that they don't tell you is eating well is a must. And I'm saying this from experience. When I was a first-time mom, like, I didn't know what I was doing. I had really bad postpartum depression. At those times, like, the last thing I wanted to do was prepare food for myself. That was just me, which is crazy because I love food. I love food. But I was so depressed that I didn't even want to prepare food for myself. So at those times, like, I didn't even think about it. But again, I just thought, well, my body's going to prepare the milk that it needs to, even if I don't have this food in my system. But I saw a tremendous difference from my first child with my second child and my third, that eating well really helps to make good quality and a good quantity of breast milk. So make sure you're eating well. Get in a lot of iron, get in a lot of leafy greens. If you live in the Philippines like me, eat malunggay for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and snack, and midnight snack, and put it in your drink. And every time you can have malunggay, just have it, because it will help your breast milk. And we have that privilege here in the Philippines if you live here like me. So eat well. Okay, number 4 thing that they don't tell you is you will need support. Like, I'm not talking about breast support, I'm talking about support from other breastfeeding moms, support from your husband, support from your own mom, support from friends around you. Just make sure you make the effort to find support, people to encourage you, people to keep you uplifted, people who are going through what you're going through. And I didn't have that. I didn't really open up because, again, I was dealing with postpartum depression. I was one of the first people who gave birth in my group of friends. I just didn't have that. I didn't know that I should have gone out and looked for it. Make sure you find that support group. And we're so lucky these days because we have social media and we have groups on Facebook that we can just literally search for and join. And, you know, a lot of them you don't need to be anything. You don't even have to be a mom if you're not and you just want to learn about breastfeeding. But you can join those groups, and it's wonderful because one mom will just post one question and all these different moms who are actually strangers to this one person will reply and help and give that support. So if you're a mom now or you're preparing to be a breastfeeding mom, then find that support. Find that support among your friends, among people who have been through this, and find support on Facebook. Just people who will really walk with you. It's a huge help. It's a huge comfort also. And the last and most important thing I want to share with you that they don't tell you is it gets better. It gets so much better. Everything gets better. Your nipples that used to fall off, they heal and they get better. The whole pain of it, and even questioning, am I doing this right? Is the latch okay? It gets better. Everything will improve. This is just a season that will also pass. If you're going through it right now or you're about to walk into it, it will pass and you will get through it. Just stick through it. I know there were a lot of times that I just wanted to say, no, I'm gonna not breastfeed anymore, which is totally fine, you guys, but I personally was fixed on the fact that breast milk is the free milk. I mean, breast milk is the best milk. That's what I really meant. So anyway, it will get better, I promise. You just kind of got to get through those days. So one day at a time, get through this day, get through the pain, and you just learn all throughout, and it won't stay that difficult forever. I promise, I promise. So if you're here watching this thinking about giving up, let me tell you, I was so close. I had fevers, I had mastitis, I had everything bad you can think of when it comes to breastfeeding. I even got the measles while I was breastfeeding. So bad. So I had to like pump, be separated from my baby. But it does not stay that way forever. And it was such a precious thing to hold on to because the bond that you build with your baby is so beautiful. That is something I could never, ever want to take away. Even through the difficulties, just like when you give birth, it's so hard and painful, so much anguish and pain. But you would never want to go through not giving birth because you have that baby who's with you forever. And it's the same thing with breastfeeding. The pain lasts for such a short amount of time, but the bond you create and giving your baby something that your body creates, it's a miracle that I personally would never want to leave behind. So I especially hope this video helped those who are preparing to be moms, who are preparing to breastfeed. Thank you so much for watching. Like this video if it helped you, and please don't forget to subscribe to Infinite Momabilities if you want to know more about motherhood and being a mom of toddlers and other things, random things that I post on here. If you don't know me yet, check out my other videos. And that's about all. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys next time on Infinite Momabilities. Bye-bye.